set up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
Don't let that team stand in the way. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side, going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Brad Rucker for the touchdown. Kraft shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
All right, here we go on a brand new show. So much has happened in the last 24 hours, though, hasn't it? I'm Timmy Hall, Boatman back there on the desk. Tyvis Powell, right here to my right.
Tim, you're leaving me.
I don't know if I would put it quite like that.
You told me you would never leave me.
That's not what I said.
Remember, we would joke, and I'd be like, nope, I'll be here 6 to 8.
Hold on a second. How am I leaving you? Because the way that I read this, these moves are happening in unison. We're both going to start a new show on the exact same day.
You left me first.
I didn't leave you first. I don't know where you're getting. I don't even know how that works. It's all part of the same lineup change. Maybe I found out about my move a day before you did. I don't know. I've no idea.
I'm about to say, you told me.
I've got no clue on the timeline of that. So here is what's going on, and we definitely did want to take a moment to talk to you guys and give you a little bit of what's behind everything that's going on. So on April 30th, Common Man and T-Bone are going to do their last show. Mm-hmm. But then they're going to let that breathe for a little bit for the next week and a half or so. You're going to start to do some shows with T-Bone in Afternoon Drive, and that's all in preparation for you and T-Bone going to Morning Drive. Congratulations. On a new program, T-Bone and Tyvis.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. That's going to be a good time. Me and T-Bone have already been talking about some of the stuff that we going to do, and people are going to enjoy it.
I love it, man. I love it.
And everybody keep asking me, am I still doing the Cleveland show? Yes, I will still be doing the Cleveland show Tuesdays and Thursdays.
You will be right out of here.
Nah, I might be 5 to 10 minutes late, but I still will be there.
You might not be there for segment number 1, depending on the traffic, but they'll have you as soon as you get there.
The good news is the way we do the Cleveland show, the first 10 minutes is just banter. You just talk amongst yourself for 10 minutes. So I'll probably arrive at somewhere around that time, and by the time we hit the first topic, boom, I'll be there.
So you and Bodie's gonna produce the morning show,
even though he doesn't agree with anything I say.
That's fine. Somebody's got to keep you in check. So we had been counting down the days. Bodie was gonna possibly take over for Shark when Shark retired. Shark's gonna hang out with Bobby Carpenter. Bobby is gonna take Morning Juice over to our digital platforms, 6 to 8 in the morning. He's going to be on YouTube. So the show is going to be digital, and then it's going to be re-airing later in the morning on 10 TV Plus on the 10 TV app. So you guys know where you can find that. And I will just be moving a couple hours, I guess a few hours up in the dial to 3 o'clock to host with Common Man. So
warm dinner.
That's amazing for me.
Warm dinner for you.
And Brandon Beam is going to be back here on the Buckeye Show. Yeah. And all these changes are going to go into effect on May 12th.
May 12th. Circle it in your calendar.
Absolutely.
So when you wake up, it's going to be a different voice.
Now, it is bittersweet. I am stoked. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for the opportunity that presents itself for me personally.
You're going to be on Afternoon Drive with the Common Man.
It's amazing. It really is. And
it'll be natural for y'all, though. Y'all just all the times you fill in anyway.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. You've heard us do a lot of shows together throughout the years. And look, that's kind of how it goes, right? When we have guys that are on PTO, you do this job, you're in this evening time slot.
We got guys that do what now?
I'm sorry. Aren't you taking a day off late next week?
No, I'm not.
What? Bodie said you had a day on the PTO calendar.
Not next week.
Like you just got made full time here, and we already got a day that popped up.
I have a wedding to go to.
Well,
what do you want me to do? It's not. Listen, it's not my decision. The lieutenant wants to go to the wedding. What am I going to say? No?
No, you're not supposed to say no. Stop giving people crap about taking their vacation days.
See, this is the thing.
You're going to take some vacation days.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Let's talk about this because I'm taking a day. Y'all take a week.
Oh, give me a break.
A week.
Give me a break.
1 day versus a week. And it's probably the only one I'm going to miss.
All right. Yeah. Oh, whatever. Let me just finish. let me just finish saying the nice things, right? I have really, really enjoyed getting to do this program. This is my second stint doing the Buckeye Show. When I started here in 2012, I actually met with Common Man and Torg at the Irish Pub next to our old building.
I don't know who Torg is.
You know who Torg is. That Torg was Common Man's radio partner right up until the point where T-Bone took over.
Do you know where
12 years ago.
Do you know where I was at in
You
2012?
were a baby.
I was doing
Little baby man.
I was doing 4 a.m. outside bear crawling in the snow because Coach Meyer was trying to get people out of the program.
You were here in town. You were here in town at that point.
I got here January 2nd.
You should have been listening. You should have been locked into the Fan from day one.
I was just
playing for the big sports team in town, listening to the station.
Tim, at that time, I was trying to get to my classes on time, not get lost in this big campus, and try to make sure I can make it in college football.
So I had lunch with those guys, and I came in here to be their producer. And in the time that between the time that I accepted my job here and when I actually showed up for day one, what happened with Torg had happened, and he was out. And so they were deciding who was going to host with Common Man, and it eventually became T-Bone. So they had an opening in the evening show right off the bat, basically right when I came to town. So it was me and Bobby, and we rocked it for a couple years, and then he moved up. And not long after that, Beanie Wells started hosting shows with us.
Good old Beanie.
And you're about getting as big as Beanie now, too.
Listen.
So hold on. You can respond to that later. So we do that for a little bit. We go to the mornings, and then we did that for a couple years. Beanie went on and did other things. I went back to the Buckeye Show, and I have been doing that thing and adding on a lot of different roles ever since. That's been since 2018. So it's been a really good job.
You've been doing the Buckeye Show for 7 years?
Yes, in the second stint.
Sheesh.
Yeah, since since spring of 2018.
I guess I've been doing it for 4. So.
And it's really flown by. This second stint, I feel like it really has flown by. And, hosting shows with so many different people and bringing in so many different former Buckeyes. I mean, just the more recent ones that I've worked with are on the top of my mind, but I would leave so many people out, and everyone that's ever co-hosted the show. I'm so gracious and so thankful to everyone that's come in here and done something for this program, added something to the program. But for like you and DeVere and Dane here lately, Austin Ward, who's come on and has been a co-host, for Bodie, who's been an amazing producer for the last several years. I mean, it's been quite a ride, and all the relationships I've made with all the great people at Ohio State too. Yeah. That doesn't go away for me. Like, I still plan on yammering about Buckeye basketball and Buckeye football, obviously, but trying to see this men's basketball program get back. It's just like it's the charge, man. Let's get it back. Let's get it back to where we all know that it can get to.
Well, the good news is we'll talk to Adam Jardy later on the show about that.
6:30 tonight. Yeah, Jardy will be here because last day of the transfer portal. But that's basically it. I'm really happy about everything. I know a lot of you guys are sometimes afraid of change, and when it comes to the change in the morning show, I want you guys to give T-Bone and Tyvis their opportunity and their chance, because they deserve it, and they've done great work. They've done really, really great work here for a lot of years, and so I'm excited, and I'll be happy to see Beam here too, in the afternoons.
Yeah, I probably won't see you like that no more.
I'll have to come in early some days so I can see you guys.
Well, make sure it's not on a Tuesday and Thursday because I got to go. I got to roll.
You'll be out of here. Right? But that's a little bit of what's going on with the radio station. My goodness, yes, it has been a week. Moves are happening in Los Colinas, Texas, right now. And they might affect what kind of college football playoff system we're all playing in. And a bit of a shocking idea came up with all that. That's next. Timmy and Tyvis, it's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. At Giant Eagle, we combine exceptional customer service and quality foods, all at great value to make the most of your shopping trip. Visit Giant Eagle or Market District today to see how easy it is to save.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
Add some spice to your pizza night with Donato's new Smoky Hot Honey Pizza and Smoky Hot Honey Chicken Sub. Bringing hardwood smoked bacon, wood-fired chipotle seasoning, and Mike's Hot Honey together for savory, smoky, sweet heat perfection. Now get $4 off a large Smoky Hot Honey Pizza using promo code SMOKY. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's. Gotta love more.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
They're trained. They're fired up. Let's do it. When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. It's time for the draft, friends. Join the Fan live from the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino. All the fun starts Thursday at 7. First round at 8. Scotty Vegas passes out at 9. Be there. The Fan.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get one juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, one original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of sunshine, light winds, and a great finish on this Tuesday. Temperatures around 70 degrees. Overnight will fall back down to around 50. And after a cool, comfortable start on Wednesday morning, a really warm finish. Plenty of sunshine, light winds, and highs near 80 degrees. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
A show that knows its enemy.
They hate us, we hate them. That's the way it's got to be.
It's Michigan, obviously. I even hate them, and I'm the impartial voice guy. Yuck. Back to the Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light.
Nothing like hearing a little Scoop and Sawyer action right there. Oh, man, if he only knew then the play that he was going to make to cement himself in Ohio State football history.
I wonder if they, you know how they got like the play of me catching the pick at the end of the Team Up North game in the building and Tyvis Powell saves the season in the Woody. I wonder.
A pretty good moment for you.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have that sound bite of him doing that play, like playing through the Woody.
They should.
I
why
agree
not?
with you.
Yeah, why not?
I agree with, but I don't know like where they would put it. That's the thing.
Have it somewhere in the trophy room.
Because see, mine is
they
on.
They should have little buttons there and little speakers, where if like you get a.
I guess that would be pretty cool.
Is that front trophy room ever open to the public? How does that work?
I have no idea.
You know
I doubt it.
You don't think it is?
I doubt it.
But it's got
because the door is locked.
You can gaze into it so easily, though.
Unless you know somebody.
You don't want people loitering outside just.
That's as close as you gonna get to
it.
Unless you know somebody, that's as close as you go get to it.
Well, I mean, I can understand how for NIL events they would sell tickets and give you a tour. I mean, don't they do that? I'm sure they've done that.
Sell
at this
ticket.
point.
Yeah, they do tours.
We just had a thing where. You know, they're doing tours for Ohio Stadium.
Yeah,
so you can go and do that.
It's been some tours to the Woody.
Yeah.
I remember last year they did that. They did it was a big deal too. They did a whole, man, it was so many people that showed out for that thing.
Yeah, no.
Now that you bring it up, I actually starting to remember. Yeah, they toured the entire Woody.
There you go.
And then there was players on the field that signed stuff.
So I'm just saying if you want to make like a new case or a new tiny exhibit with some photography of the play and have like the little button, like if you're in a museum, you just click it and then Paul Keel's audio plays.
I'm sure they'll
super cool.
They'll probably have like a highlight of like the 4 games.
Of course.
Like it'll probably be
scores of them, some key elements.
When you walk into Woody, if you get past that trophy room and that main hallway, it'll probably be like right there.
Yeah, no, that is a play. I'm trying to see if I can find it right off the top. Why searching Jack Sawyer? Of course, like this is not the one that you want to hear, but this is one that I found with the quick search.
Jack Sawyer is the quarterback tonight due to an injury. He gets the snap, throws it to his buddy Chris Scott. Immediately, he's off to the races. He breaks 2 tackles to the 20, 15-10, 5, touchdown. Doggies. Chris Scott all the way. Put 6 on the board.
My apologies. That's just the search engine system for our dad. Here's the one that you want. Here's the real Jack Sawyer play.
4th and goal. Texas at the Ohio State 8 with 2:29 to play 4th quarter. 21-14. Buckeyes leading. Ewers in a shotgun. 2x2 wide receivers. Wisner in the backfield with him. Ewers set to toss. Ewers being chased. Hit by Jack Sawyer. Knocked the ball out. Sawyer's picked it up, and he's running down the right side. Jack Sawyer hits the 50-yard line to the Texas 40. Sawyer to the 30, to the 20 of Texas. Jack Sawyer is going to take it into the end zone. His second fumble recovery of the season. Jack Sawyer, Ohio State defensive end. He finally got to Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers. And Jack Sawyer races it into the end zone to give Ohio State a 27-14 lead over Texas.
Doggies. That play. That was the moment that Ryan Day says he knew that they were going to get it done in the following game. Ball bounced their way that time. I'm going to talk about some college football. We're going to talk about some college football playoff things in a moment. I want to tell you guys about my friends at Tri-State Men's Health because there's a dreaded 2-letter acronym, Tyvis. His name's Ed.
Yes.
ED, erectile dysfunction. You don't want to see that guy.
Not at all.
You don't want to see him at all. You want to treat him if you've got it. And Tri-State Men's Health, they are experts at dealing with the issue of erectile dysfunction. You want to have the right treatment for your specific medical situation. Every case, they know that. It's different. And finding the right treatment can be the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing one. And when you want to say goodbye to ED, you need an amazing experience. So go to tristatemenshealth.com. Check out their 2 lovely locations right here in Central Ohio, the one in Westerville, the one in Hilliard. So easy to get to. Get that first appointment. It's just $99. You get a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, the TMPSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. If it doesn't work in the office, that visit is free. They've got treatments, you've heard me say, with success rates over 90%. And some can have you last an hour or more. My God. So there is some meeting going on this week. Heather Dinnitt's reporting about this from ESPN. Las Colinas, Texas. That sounds like a lovely place to go on vacation to. My God, PTO, take a vacation to Las Colinas.
You would take a
Be
week.
some kind of crazy person.
When you go on vacation.
But South Padre Island. That'd be fun, too.
How long is a typical vacation?
A week.
1 week?
How about a week vacation?
That's too long. That's too long.
All right, take 3 days off of work. And then bookend it with a weekend. Take a nice little trip. If you're going to actually get on a plane and go somewhere, you want to spend a few days. I'm not saying half the month. I'm saying a standard Saturday to Saturday. It's a trip.
I'm disappointed in you.
Well, you can stay disappointed. So what do you think is going to wind up happening here? Let me give you what Heather is saying is the discussion. So formats under consideration this week as everybody's down there, for their annual spring meetings. People from all sorts of different conferences are continuing the discussions about what the future format is going to look like. How do we determine the national champ in 2026, which is coming up, and beyond? And the current 12-team model and a 14-team model that includes guaranteed spots for the Big Ten, 4 of them, the SEC, 4 of them, 2 for the ACC, 2 for the Big 12, 1 for Group of 5, and 1 at-large spot, Notre Dame, if it is ranked high enough. Those are the formats that have gained the most publicity. The little thing in here that she wrote about and didn't really expand about it, but it's in there, is weird. And you tell me. She writes one possibility, which could be viewed as a compromise, is having conferences earn automatic bids through their play each season, a model in which each Power 4 league can earn guaranteed spots through a combination of its team's overall records and maybe even TV ratings.
Oh, they would hate
according to a source. Could be presented. The highest ranked conferences would earn the most automatic bids.
That's a problem. They not going.
Crazy, right?
They're not going for that. If that's the case, Alabama definitely would have got in this past season.
Absolutely, they would have.
Yeah, no, they're not going for that.
And the fact that that's even being discussed.
But that's.
The power of the Big Ten and the SEC seems to be taking over the sport there. They're already talking about a system in which 8 of the teams in a 14-team model, or even a 12-team model, would be 2 conferences.
See, when you do that, like teams, that means teams automatic. That means the Wolverines would have got in because they got just their ratings is good and their fan base is all
right.
Like that's.
Let me backtrack. That what I just said. That's the 14-team model. The 4 spots would be the 14-team model.
Correct.
Adding the 2 teams.
So
but still giving 8 spots to 2 conferences right there, more than half.
I mean, I get that. I get that part.
I kind of do as well.
I mean, at the end of the day, the champions probably more times than not going to come from one of those 2 conferences. So they've earned that over the past, 10 years of football. It's been the 2 best conferences. So they deserve to have 4 from each of those conferences. My only thing is I just don't the TV ratings, like I get why that would be a thing, because at the end of the day, ratings drives money and these companies want their money. They want return on their investments. So of course you're going to get the teams in there that's got the better fan base and that's going to follow them because that's going to bring better ratings, which is going to bring better money. But
I'm sorry.
I just don't think that's
you can't,
correct.
It's not correct. That's just something you got to bite the bullet on.
Yeah.
And come up with If you're not getting the best teams in your playoff, then change your system to a point when you get the best teams in the playoff. And it starts by seeding it the proper way.
You want to go back to the BCS?
No. I don't. There is a way where they can have a 12-team or a 14-team playoff where it can present. Now, you're not guaranteed to have incredible football games every step of the way. There's no guarantees in life, but where they were wrong, I love it too, because I've heard people say like, oh, well, they needed a year to see it through and iron out some of the kinks. I feel like most college football fans were yelling at them before we even went into year one. They had a lot of time to get ready for the first ever switch into a 12-team playoff, and they still chose to do the seeding the way that they did it, where they had a team that was barely ranked in the top 12, but because they were from a certain conference, well, you go right in there to the top 4, and you get a bye. It's stupid.
This is what they got to do. To fix this problem, you got to hire some guys that's only job is to watch these teams play. Because right now you got a bunch of ADs and all that, and they got so many other things going on that they're not watching every game, right? And you got to figure out, if you got people that's only job is to watch these football games and then pick the games, and then you can seed it correctly because you know who matches up with who because you've watched the games. Right now we don't have that, and that's why you're going to have these errors where you're going to have these one-sided games. And don't get me wrong, this isn't like college basketball where a team can go up there and just pull these upsets. Like in college football, that's not the case. Like more times than not, it's only like four to five teams every year that has the potential to win it all.
It's really wild to think of how you can't just have, automatic bids for the Power 4 and then just 1 through 12. 1 through 12. How your playoff ranking is. Simple as that. That's the seeding. Not necessarily who the champ was. The champ gets you in if you win one of those 4. Everything else, you're just seated where your ranking is. Up into the very last one.
I'll be interested.
And that's it.
I'll be interested to see how they do with the conference championship games this upcoming season. Because then SMU lost, and then they ended up getting blew out by Penn State. Blew out.
Yep.
I wonder, do you think they deserved to have been in to begin with?
Still think they did. Yeah.
We'll see.
It's tough to look at the result. They had to go on the road to Penn State. All right. They weren't really supposed to win that first round game. They were an underdog in that game.
Is a group of 5 school going to win the top 4 seeds? An automatic bye?
If a group of 5 team earns their way into the top 4 through their play, then I say they should get that spot.
There ain't no
way.
We
We didn't see that this past year.
That ain't happening.
No, we didn't see that this past year. All right, the college basketball transfer portal closing down today. Where do the Buckeyes stand for the 25-26 roster? Adam Jardy, the Dispatch, is discussing it with us in 2 minutes. It's Timmy and Tyvis. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Welcome to Canes. It's Luke Bryan. What can I get you? Today I'm raising funds with Raising Canes and my buddy Todd Graves for the Brett Boyer Foundation. Great food
and a great cause. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers
and the Brett Boyer Foundation. One love.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Add some spice to your pizza night with Donato's new Smoky Hot Honey Pizza and Smoky Hot Honey Chicken Sub. bringing hardwood smoked bacon, wood-fire chipotle seasoning, and Mike's hot honey together for savory, smoky, sweet heat perfection. Now get $4 off a large smoky hot honey pizza using promo code SMOKY. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's. Gotta love more.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The show where we pay people extra to host with Timmy Hall. This is the Buckeye Show.
Yeah, you're welcome for that tonight, Tyvis.
Thank you. I won't be able to collect many more.
That's all right. Well, we're going to talk some Buckeye basketball with our friend Adam Jardy from the Columbus Dispatch. We know a lot's got to happen. We got to see some movement with this next year's squad. How have you liked what's going on this transfer portal season as it's coming to a close here, Adam?
Well, I think if you're a fan of keeping players who are generally pretty good and have had a decent track record, then I think that Ohio State's got to feel, pretty good about itself. I mean, I think the Buckeyes, for the most part, have done what they needed to do in the portal, got some pieces that I think can, fit in with the guys that they're keeping. But I think they clearly prioritized trying to keep as much of the roster together that they wanted as possible. And the result of that is you're seeing, a team that has as much experience as any team we've seen the last 5-6 years at Ohio State. So it doesn't attract the headlines that getting a bunch of flashy guys in the portal attracts, but I think it sets you up for a chance to have some success.
Now, where are their numbers scholarship-wise right here, right now? Because we know that they still could have an addition, right?
Right. Yeah, they got 7 guys that are returning, 3 transfers that are in the fold, 2 projected freshmen joining the team. So technically, they could add up to 3 more scholarship players. I don't expect them to, and honestly, like the NCAA rosters expanding to 15 for men's basketball, I have a hard time imagining many teams going to that number. There's not a whole lot of benefit in adding a 14th, a 15th player. That is just going to create certainly, you end up with guys that, why am I not playing? And you create more potential for, I think, frustration there on your roster. So I don't know how many guys most schools are going to end up at, but I would expect Ohio State to finish at like 12 or 13 scholarship guys for this year.
Well, speaking of scholarship guys, Adam, it's a guy in the portal right now I guess he's cutting his list down to 4, which Ohio State is a part of. This Blake Harper from Howard. Are you familiar with his game, and do you think he could be somebody that ultimately lands with the Buckeyes?
Well, to borrow from Sir Charles, I have to apologize because I'm not intimately familiar with his game. But he's certainly a guy that in one year put up some really eye-popping numbers there in that league. And I think that's the type of guy that Ohio State is looking to add to complete this roster, where it's going to be somebody that, you would not project him to come in and be a starter. You would not project him to come in and be, maybe a top 7 or 8 player in your rotation, but just another guy who can come in and add some depth, add some competition, maybe make a couple of shots. I think that's generally the level of player they're looking to add at this point.
Well, we haven't really talked a lot, Adam, about the rookies, the freshmen, the true freshmen that are coming in. And you get Amari Bynum from Link Academy in Branson, Missouri. Nice. And you get Dorian Jones from Richmond Heights. You get an Ohio kid, shooting guard. What can you tell us about these guys? I saw the Buckeye Twitter account just threw a nice one up there of Amari Bynum. He's ranked as high as the 62nd best player in the country in the final ESPN 2025 ranking. So there are going to be some freshmen that you could possibly get some things out of.
I mean, certainly Bynum is a guy that I think you expect to have an impact as a freshman. I mean, Dorian Jones didn't really pop as a senior. I know he missed some time. I think he's a bit on the slighter side right now. And it's not to say that he's not, a capable player eventually of, helping at the top, at the high major level. But Amari Bynum, I think, comes in right away as a dude. I think he immediately takes some role at the 4. They love his ability to be physical, have a big body, but also he can shoot. He can do a whole lot. They really feel like they got a steal in finding him. He's a kid that was really lightly recruited and off kind of the high major radar, and certainly not very high in the recruiting rankings. until this year, and he really made a big jump. And he did have an injury that kind of cut his season short. I've heard it's not anything to be overly concerned about, and that he'll be good to go when he gets to Ohio State. But I think as the result of that is he was kind of off the radar a little bit, but I think he's going to surprise people when he gets to Ohio State and finds a role in this team next year.
Adam, I don't know if I got a chance to ask you, how did you feel about them, skipping the crown? Was that something that you think they should have done? And do you think that it could have made them better? Or do you think they did the right thing by, just ending their season and then focusing on the portal and all those things?
I mean, I understand, the notion of, hey, if there's a trophy, let's go try to win it. I do think that there's some validity to that, and there's certainly that's worth rallying behind to an extent. But, I mean, does anybody really care if they win the crown? Does anybody care if they win the NIT? If you're not in the NCAA tournament and you're Ohio State, I just don't think that it matters a whole lot. And I really do think in this modern era, with the portal already open, I think that, trying to hold a roster together and convince guys that they should play in this tournament that essentially is meaningless, well after the transfer portal is already open, I just think it's a tough ask. And I have a hard time, really seeing the long-term validity of the tournament for that reason. And I just, I'm always a fan, let's see more basketball, but I don't know, does Devin Royal want to play in the crown? Does Bruce Thornton want to play in the crown? Is there anything to gain for these guys other than, hey, why don't we shut it down? Let's get healthy. Let's get the roster together. Let's hit the portal, and then let's get ready for next year. Because, we saw them put together a pretty decent NIT run last season. Didn't mean anything for this year, So I don't think it really helps you a whole lot going forward, and I don't think Ohio State's aspirations are to play in events like that.
Yeah, Adam Jardy of the Columbus Dispatch talking some Buckeye hoops with us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. These guys need to play in the NCAA tournament, right? That's
right.
That's what they're thinking about. How do you feel about that? That's what everything is going to point towards. And I know that's not just the expectation that this program wants to have, but you got to get back there first to do anything in it. Do you think that's going to happen with this team?
Well, I was just looking at some of the numbers today for a story I'm writing in the morning about the retention rate on this team and what the percentage of minutes returning and production returning and all that. And this team's going to have roughly 58% of its minutes back from last season.
That's pretty good. You don't see that.
Right. And the last time Ohio State had more than half of its minutes back was 2019-2020. And that was the team finished top 20 in offense and defense at efficiency at KenPom and was set up for an NCAA tournament run. And then we didn't have an NCAA tournament.
Right.
So I do think that based on what they're bringing, and it's not like they're just bringing back empty minutes either where, hey, here's the 6, 7, 8, 9 guys on a roster and it happens to add up to a lot of minutes. They're bringing back their 3 potential leading or 3 scorers who could come back who still had eligibility. You're bringing back 6 of your most used players, adding some veteran transfers, adding at least 1 impact freshman in Bynum. I think that's a pretty good recipe. If you're trying to draw up how you can win in this era of college basketball, I think they've done those things. Now they have to make it work. We haven't seen them make it work yet, but I do generally like where Ohio State sits right now, and I think it's reasonable to say, yeah, this absolutely should be an NCAA tournament team because you have enough of that returning talent, and history, and especially recent history, shows that should put you over the hump. That should get you into March.
Adam, now that team, was that not Caleb's last year? So they didn't get to play in the tournament, and then he left with eligibility on the table. That might be that little 2-year pack. Because then you come back and you have the bubble tournament and you're a 2 seed. They still got a lot better that next year. And they lost the unthinkable game to Oral Roberts as a 15 seed. That was maybe the biggest what if, 1 to 2 year pack of the whole post Thad Matta era.
Well, absolutely. Because that, like I said, that was the only team. There have been 2 teams since 2012, 2013 for Ohio State that have finished top 20 in adjusted offenses and defensive efficiency. And the numbers would tell you, because I wrote this during COVID, if you're top 20 in both of those, you're minimum making the Sweet 16. It's a 96% rate. I did all this when there's nothing else going on. I did all the calculations on that. And the last 2 Ohio State teams to do that were that team in 2019-2020 that we'll never know what they could have done, and the 2012-2013 team that made it to the Elite Eight. So that team in 2020, if there's an NCAA tournament, COVID doesn't happen, who knows what we're talking about. it's an interesting fork in the road, and certainly a fun hypothetical of what the Holtman era would have ultimately become had that team gotten to go to March.
Adam, do you think we could have a better chance of getting Tyvus into Oasis or Lincoln Park? Like, what would we? We thought he was going to actually enjoy himself with either of the two.
That's easy.
Lincoln, right?
I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I mean, I love me some Lincoln Park, but Oasis changed my life. So
I know they did.
I'm going to lean into that.
I know they did. I was just trying to find the best for all of us.
Are you
know?
going
We're
to
all going to listen together.
Are you going to the Sonic? What is it? Sonic Temple?
Sonic Temple. Lincoln Park is with the new rendition.
I'm going.
Good for you.
That day.
I spent a lot of money to go see Oasis in Wales, so my concert budget is pretty thin for the next couple of months.
Did you do that?
Oh, yeah. I'll be in Wales on July 4th for the first Oasis concert.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, man. It's coming up. The one coming up. That's amazing. Good for you. I'm glad you're doing that.
Days.
Oh,
Thank
man. Oh, man. Glad that didn't conflict with Buckeye basketball season.
Something would have had to give there, and I don't want to say publicly what it would have been.
I would have covered him for you, Adam. I would have written about the team for a day or two. Would have been fine. Hey, thanks a lot for coming on.
Of course. Always appreciate you guys. You're the best.
All right. Thanks a lot. Adam Jardy of the Columbus Dispatch. He is a good young man, and he loves him some Oasis so much he's going overseas to see him. But they're back. They're back and banging again, so you can't miss that for a true fan. All right. Why is 8 so great right now? We're going to tell you as we update our 2026 football recruiting board. We go on the trail next. Timmy and Tyvus, it's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
I've been doing this for almost 35 years. I learned everything from my grandfather. We still do everything old school. We do things the way I was taught to do them. We take care of our employees, we take care of their families, we take care of our clients. That's part of running a good business. We will always do business the right way, which I feel is the only way.
Call Rosati Windows today at 777-4806.
Picture this. You walk into a Tim Hortons and get a warm toasted English muffin or a buttery biscuit layered with fluffy fresh cracked eggs, melty cheese, and savory sausage or bacon. Now imagine that breakfast sandwich for just $3 when you buy any size coffee, hot or cold, because when you're running on empty, you want a breakfast that does more than just fills you up. So start your morning with Tim's, because you deserve a breakfast that's as good as your day is going to be. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Offer valid only during breakfast hours. Exclusions apply. Additional terms apply.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota. Now through April 30th, get 4.99 APR financing on a rugged new 25 Tacoma. Excludes Jardy Pro and Trail Hunter. Or lease a well-equipped TRD Sport for $369 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
Bobby Carpenter is packing up morning juice and headed to YouTube. Catch Bobby and Tito on the Fan's YouTube page weekday mornings from 6 to 8.
All the fun starts on May 12th.
More Bobby, less commercials. Attack and dominate the Fan. Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Jerry. You know how annoyed people get when they worry about their sump pump?
Ah, the sump pump grump.
Get Eco.
They try whacking it to see if it'll start.
A technique known as the sump pump thump, I believe.
Or they feel around to see if something inside is clogged.
That would be a sump pump clump.
Get Eco.
But the last thing they want is to be caught in a rainstorm or a snowmelt with the flooded basement because the stupid thing didn't work.
No one wants to be a sump pump chump, Aaron.
That's why we have the $89 sump pump inspection. We check your pump, your battery backup, and all the downspouts and drains along the way to make sure everything is running clear.
All that for just one small sump pump lump sum.
Absolutely. Shouldn't you be out inventing things?
I'm in a bit of a slump.
Get Eco. Get Eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
The best kind of power is star power. Let's go on the trail.
Hey, as we get into talking some football recruiting, it is still draft week. Big day is coming up on Thursday. We got your coverage right here on The Fan.
Oh, yeah, the draft week is here, and The Fan will have a special programming all week long where will the former Ohio State Buck players go?
What?
Wow, I said
whoa.
Where will the
start over?
Let's start it over.
Please.
Man.
Dear God.
Draft week is here, and The Fan will have special programming all week long. Where will the former Ohio State players go? Who will the Browns take at number 2? Big question. Draft week on The Fan is presented by the Crown Automotive Group of Dublin, offering sales and services for Mercedes-Benz NOEs. Did I say that right?
Let me see it.
NOEs.
Not familiar with that car brand. That's Ineos.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ineos and Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram.
Very good. Boy, did we not beat the hell out of that read.
It was like mush mouth at the beginning.
My goodness. So, I'm looking at Purdue football. They lost their coach, right?
Yes.
So it was a disaster season.
Ryan Walters was he was a really good defensive coordinator for Illinois.
I'm not sure you'd say they lost him. I think they said
they found another coach.
Out. You are terrible.
It wasn't working. They couldn't.
One win.
Yeah,
I think they lost every other game by about 70.
Was it honestly this season?
That was not 70. Don't do that.
Was it this season where there might have been a tiny bit of nerves for the Purdue Notre Dame game? Was that
because that was right after NIU.
That was right after NIU. And they blasted them by 50.
They said he told the team, he said they thought they broke Notre Dame. We're just getting started.
Nothing stops this train until the last game.
Yeah, Jeremiah Smith.
Hell of a run, but a hell of a run. So 6 Purdue offensive linemen have jumped into the transfer portal. One of them could be a good fit here at Ohio State. Let's take a look at Jaden Ball. He's in the portal. He's going to visit Ohio State. I've seen some reports out there. I don't know if that was happening today or if that is still upcoming. Mm-hmm. He's 6'6". He's actually from Bloom Carroll. So you got some Ohio blood. And look, I think
he was only a 3-star. That's crazy.
When you're looking at the depth chart for Buckeye football post-spring here, I think they feel really good about what they were able to replenish in the first transfer portal window.
Yes.
You get Ethan Onyeonwa and you get Phillip Daniels. You get guys that have experience under their belts. Remember, Onyeonwa was the guy that had the viral video when he was at Rice of the smelling salt and just how insanely berserk he would go, getting amped up and pumped up for the game. Stay away from that guy. He's a big fella. Yeah. So top line, the starters there looks pretty good. When you look beyond that and you see redshirt freshmen like Deontay Armstrong, another Ohio kid, Ian Moore, you like what you see in some of these younger players, the promise, but it'd be nice to have a transfer portal addition to add to that depth in case an injury happened, some more experience there.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was only a freshman last year, and I think he didn't appear in any games. So he redshirted that season, but you give him a year in a college system, where he's able to get bigger, faster, stronger, learn the game. I think that he could come in and be a guy that you look for in a year or two. Not this season. I don't think this season. I think they pretty much got what they need on the offensive line with a lot of those guys getting those reps last year during the CFP. But I think that this is a guy that you build for the future. You could see him, potentially in a year or two being maybe the right tackle, maybe the left tackle or something like that. But the size, 6'5", 6'6",
size is there, yeah.
Like that's what you need. You get him in that Coach Mick, body by Maradi thing, help him get a little bit bigger and stronger, and then you let him get coached up. I think he could be a really good player.
Yeah, already getting offers from the Buckeyes and Minnesota. So 2 Big Ten schools are already calling this guy, and he was a 3-star recruit, so not one of those top-end recruits, but that's okay. Like, these are the kind of prospects that you can find in the portal. So why is the number 8 really great right now? Is because the On3 top 300, let me get that right, there's 8 Buckeyes in their 2026 recruiting class that are in it. And it all starts with Chris Henry Jr., 4-star recruit, 5-star by a lot of services as well. I honestly don't know how he is not a 5-star recruit in On3. He actually fell a couple of spots. He's at number 30 overall and the number 5 wide receiver. That's a little interesting, right? How he's actually dipping as a prospect. But hey, I don't really think that matters too much now. I love how he shut his commitment down. I don't know. Maybe that announcement has something to do with where you go in the rankings.
I don't think that has nothing to do with anything.
It shouldn't, right?
Yeah, no.
I'm still super excited about him. 6'5", 205 pounds.
He only 6'5". I swear that kid looked like he 6'7". He's going to be ridiculous. I think that you look at him and, you just think about the amazing athlete that his father was. That obviously I think that's going to trickle down. And I think him being with Heartline, if Heartline likes him, we all should love him. And I think he's going to do great things here. Now, I tell you what was interesting. You see that we got crystal ball for this Bo Atkinson kid.
Yeah, you talk about transfer portal recruits. We hit on him a little bit yesterday, right? Yeah. The North Carolina defensive end.
Yep.
Something that is needed. More important than the offensive lineman that we talked about, getting somebody like him who is a big-time player already.
You know what's interesting?
Putting up numbers.
Is that he's going to leave. He's getting out of there because of Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
And he's going to come to play for his assistant.
For Matt Patricia.
Yeah. I was like.
Matt Patricia is not Bill Belichick.
Well.
He coached with him.
Well.
He is not Bill. There is only one Bill Belichick.
I'm sure they got some of the same tendencies.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, he's got the Patriots defense in his DNA, but are you talking about what kind of guy they are? No, I really do think Matt Patricia is plenty different than Bill Belichick. As a man, not even close.
This dude's 6'6", 265. Sheesh.
Bo?
Yeah. I didn't know that.
He's a player.
I thought he was 6'2".
He's a player. It's going to be a good get. The rest of the 7 other guys that are in the On3 top 300 right now. Blaine Bradford, he is the Baton Rouge safety. That was a big get. I believe his brother already committed or is at LSU. So that was a big recruit for Ohio State to go into that territory. Sam Greer, that's the Archbishop Hoban offensive tackle. He climbed a couple of spots. He's 6'8", 290 pounds. Sam Greer.
What is they
huge
feeding these kids nowadays?
Yep. Simeon Caldwell from the Bowles School, another safety. So he's in that group. Jacob Weatherspoon, another 4-star Avon, Ohio athlete. Jaden Ricketts, he is in it. 6'1", 187-pound, terrific-looking wide receiver prospect in Brian Hartline's room, which is basically the entire offense right now, right? But still wide receivers. Brock Boyd, who we've been talking about, recently got flipped.
Yep.
Flipped from TCU. Some dude flipping going on there. And CJ Santa from Olentangy. Love that. Lewis Center, Olentangy linebacker. Love to see him slipping into the top 300. And if you look at 24/7 Sports, number 3 overall class in the country right now for the Buckeyes. So it's going good.
I want to see them land. It's that corner from Akron. What is his name? I think it's Elbert Hill.
Elbert, yeah.
I want to see them land him.
Big one.
They say he's a really, really good player. And I think according to On3, is down to Ohio State at USC. So hopefully Ohio State can keep that talent in state.
All right, Tuesday staple. There's some on the trail, some recruiting chatter for you. We keep our finger on the college football pulse. We're going to take a step closer to things changing forever today. That's next. It's Timmy and Tyvis. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get 1 juicy flame grill Whopper sandwich, 1 original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Model your closeouts on travel trailers and fifth wheels. Save thousands and start making memories at Rona RV. Family owned and operated. No pressured sales on State Route 16 in Pataskala.
RonaRV.com. RonaRV.com.
Everybody poops. Everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Welcome to Canes. It's Luke Bryan. What can I get you? Today I'm raising funds with Raising Canes and my buddy Todd Graves for the Brett Boyer Foundation. Great food
and a great cause. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers
and the Brett Boyer Foundation.
One love.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good evening. I'm Buddy Wells. We'll start with baseball as the Guardians and Reds both got underway this past hour. In Cleveland, the Guardians aim for a 5th win in a row as they host the Yankees in the second of a 3-game set. But right now, New York leads that game 1-0 in the bottom of the third. In Miami, the Reds will look to bounce back from last night's loss as they take on the Marlins for the second of their 3-game series down in South Beach. Right now, though, the Marlins lead at 1-0 in the top of the second. A trio of Game 2s in the NBA playoffs tonight. The Pacers and Bucks are just about to get started here at 7 in Indianapolis. At 7:30, Memphis is on the road against OKC, and at 10 o'clock, the Timberwolves visit the Lakers. Indiana, Oklahoma City, and Minnesota each lead the series 1-9. And we have 4 games in the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight. 1 game in progress right now is the Devils at the Hurricanes. Through 1 period of play, New Jersey leads that game 1-0. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
time for the College Football Pulse on the Buckeye Show.
Hour 2 of the Buckeye Show. Bodeman on the desk there. Good job. I just ran out there. Tyvis had myself a little chip snack, a little snacky. Hour into the show.
A little snicky.
I got a question for you guys. At what point are you okay with a generic brand? Because I've got like a 36-pack of like the little lunch size bags of chips. Because I've been bringing sandwiches in for lunch. I'm trying to be a little bit healthier.
Oh,
cutting back. Well, I've been doing this for a while. Newsflash, I've been doing this for a while. It's kind of how I live.
What kind of sandwich?
You asked me, like, how do you not work out and then go for your annual checkup and you've lost 6 pounds, you know? Because I'm not, like, eating, even though I do eat pizza over the weekend, it's not just stuffing my face all day long. I'll have a cookie.
Are you trying?
I'll have a bag of chips.
Are you insinuating that I'm stuffing my face?
I'm just saying, when it all comes down to it, you're probably doing about the same thing that I am. You talk about all the diets, but then I see you come in here with a bottle of lemonade and a Kit Kat bar.
Well, I mean, I can't.
I mean,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm never putting the lemonade down. That's just not gonna happen.
No.
Like that's just what it is.
What kind of generic lemonade? Do you do generic lemonade? Because they got the Kroger brand, store brand.
I drink a Kroger. I tell you what.
Will you do the powdered stuff?
No.
And put it in a jug and leave it in the fridge?
No, I'm not doing that.
No? Well,
I tell you
connoisseur.
what. I went to Myers. Let me announce this.
You went to where?
Myers.
Okay.
With the S.
Good.
And they got this strawberry lemonade in the bottle.
Oh, is it? It's like the competitor for Simply lemonade.
Yes.
In that clear, kind of square bottle.
If you want to know what it tastes like, if you ever had the strawberry lemonade from the Cheesecake Factory. It tastes just like that.
It's the Simply has the same drink. They have the strawberry lemonade.
No, this is totally
I prefer the raspberry. The raspberry lemonade.
What is Simply?
Yeah.
I don't even know who you are.
A little bit better than the strawberry lemonade is the raspberry lemonade. Oh, it's got a little more of that tart to it.
That's blasphemy. Don't say that ever again.
You do generic stuff, Bodie? Like it's you're shopping out there? Where do you draw the line? Like I found myself today. Like generic chips, I found pretty good. Like a regular potato chip, I do the Meijer brand, the Sam's Club. Members Mark, that is. Costco's brand is Kirkland Signature. On the Sam's Club side of the fence, we call it Members Mark.
Kirkland.
But I was in the condiments aisle. I can't do a generic ketchup. Will not do it. Cannot do it.
I feel like I don't know it until I try it, but I completely agree with you on that. It just doesn't taste the same.
Heinz has the recipe.
I don't know what it is, but
they've got the recipe of ketchup.
Yeah.
Any other ketchup sucks.
I disagree.
It's not good enough. Hunt's trash. Pure trash.
I strongly disagree with this.
No.
Actually, I like a nice organic ketchup.
Oh, my. Oh, if it's Heinz, it's organic, I guess.
I'm not kidding. My wife.
The Heinz isn't even that. Like, it's got a little bit of sugar, but not much. Like, it's not that bad for you, I don't think.
Is Heinz making a spicy ketchup yet? Do they have a spicy recipe?
No, not that I know of.
But I have something that's in my pantry that I've been waiting to break out. A listener of Man and Bone sent in a bunch of Whataburger condiments. They have all sorts of them. I know T-Bone loves Whataburgers whenever he's traveling into those southern states that have them.
I feel like
the orange and white awning. Famous burger spots, like they're kind of up there with an In-N-Out.
I feel like
people that have traveled to those spots.
It's a common
they have a spicy ketchup.
It's a common argument, but like I'm not. Whataburger's okay.
Yeah, throw a little Mike's Hot Honey on anything for me.
I tell you
That's
what,
fine. I'll do a generic hot honey though.
I will travel to Indianapolis for some Zaxby's because I think that's the closest one. Now that's Zaxby's.
See that surprises me. That they're good, but you have Raisin. You have Raisin Canes around the block.
No,
yes.
Don't you do that, Tim.
No,
don't
you don't do
it. The Raisin Canes is great. It's great. Zaxby's is elite.
No.
It's elite.
No, Colonel Sanders.
Exceptional.
You're wrong. I don't think so.
That's actually that wings and things. Woo-wee.
I don't think so. All right, so Bodie, we are about to get out. I won't say we're not getting out of it. It could be both. But the NIL era has sort of been the last 3 years here. Players have been earning. But now you're actually going to go to a pay-for-play structure. College athletes are going to get paid when this House settlement comes through. We know here at Ohio State, we've already been preparing for it. We've already been seeing things about it, and some more questions got answered today.
Yeah, the NCAA Division I Board of Directors on Monday, so just yesterday, they proposed deleting 153 longstanding rules from its handbook, a move that will allow schools to share financial benefits directly with players. That is an expected step towards a new era of amateurism. Can it really be called amateurism anymore?
No, it's literally not. They're
college
they're
athletics.
Professionals now.
But one that remains contingent upon the approval of the House settlement. I thought that was supposed to go through like within the last couple weeks here. It hasn't yet, but I think it's still fully expected to happen.
You know why? Because they're thinking about putting it to 2015. They think about it instead of 2016.
Why not 2013?
No. That's you asking for too much.
Okay.
2015 is perfectly fine.
Do we have a number on what the back pay was going to be? Like, would it be a lump sum? What would be fair, Tyvis?
$100,000.
$100,000.
Woo! I'd take $100,000.
That would be fine. I don't think I'd be arguing about that. So you know what? We're good.
If they give them players $100,000, I'm gonna be happy for them. I'm gonna be upset that they stopped it at 2016. Like, that's crazy.
Let it be known we have no idea what that number was. That was just something that got thrown out there. But yeah, they are aiming to put these sweeping changes into effect by July 1st. If the settlement is approved, schools have until June 15 to decide whether to opt to provide benefits that would be permissible under the settlement for the coming academic year.
I'd love to know which schools aren't going to do that.
I know, right?
Because every player would be saying, sayonara, I'll jump in that portal.
They talk about, though, and we don't have every single one of these rules in front of us, but they talk about the deleting of actual rules. Doesn't that just fascinate you? Going into the handbook, the NCAA handbook, which has been like the Bible to so many throughout the years.
And you just
get rid of that one, get rid of that one, get rid of that one. That doesn't apply. Just rip whole sections out of it. 153 long-standing rules are going bye-bye with this House settlement coming in. How does this ultimately get divvied up? These are the questions that athletic directors like Ross Bjork and across the country are asking themselves. What percentage of it goes to football? What percentage of it goes to the rest of the athletics department, right?
When I did that Scarlet and Grammys, I seen Ross and I asked him about. I said, "How are you doing right now?" Because like you got,
how are you doing?
You got a lot of stuff you got to think about. And he said, "You know what? The good thing is, I enjoy this. I love what I do. So like, I'm not stressed out."
That's
about
why
it
they got him, isn't it?
And I was like, you know what? That's a great answer. It's a great answer.
Yeah, that's exactly why they got a type like Ross Bjork, because this is going, we've known this for years, long before they hired Ross Bjork. We even knew that the sport was going, college sports was going in this direction. And you have to have somebody who is basically able to be the general manager of an athletics department. I mean, you have general managers of teams right now where Ohio State football has had a general manager for a good long while now.
Do you think that's why Gene Smith said Arrivederci?
Well, I mean, I think he had put in a good long career anyway. Wouldn't he have been saying adios anyhow? But I'm sure that this didn't hurt.
Yeah. Like, you know what? Maybe I had a few years left, but now's as good of a time as any.
I'm sure if I was an athletic director and had made as much money as Gene Smith had made, I probably would be. I don't care what the landscape looked like. I probably would have been winding down and dusting off the golf clubs and just ready to go on to the next thing. And leave that legacy. Let's make sure we hire, the right coaches for the sports. We're going to see if Jake Diebler is the guy. We're going to find that out.
Although that was technically Bjork, right?
Bjork, but I feel like there was heavy influence from Gene Smith with that one.
Smith obviously let go of Holtman.
That's right. Yeah.
Kind of
so how can you do one though without
hire this coach? But hey, you got to hire somebody. Yeah.
Both happens together, right? But I do believe in Jake Diebler. I really do. I believe that this is going to be the start of something this coming year. That might not be the popular take, but I think that having this offseason together with his staff is going to do big things for them.
You just got to get the right guys in there. I think you got people that's going to fit the style of play that he wants to do. And I think that was very important. Last year, it was just about the big names. We just got a bunch of big name guys, and didn't necessarily fit with what they were trying to do. And I think this year he actually strategically picked guys that's going to fit into the offense that he want to run. It's just about them executing.
I think he's going to be a quick learner. That's what you got to be.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be a fast learner. When you maybe get an opportunity like this before the outside world maybe sees you getting an opportunity like this and you don't make the tournament, you got to learn fast with it because you know where you are.
Yeah.
And it's a pressure cooker type of situation. Anything else out there, Bodie, worth mentioning?
Yeah, I had a clip to play, but we're kind of up against it. Basically,
can we do it next? Is it good?
I think it's kind of funny. Yeah.
Funny clip
from funny head coach in college football. A guy that has no problem just letting you know how he feels.
Oh, love it. All right, a Bodie tease. Funny clip from a funny guy in college football coming up here. Timmy and Tyvis, it's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic. Oh, yes. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
In-betweens are made for pizza. In between meals, meetings, thoughts, that's pizza time. Stop at Speedway and get 2 hot, delicious slices of pizza and a Mountain Dew 20-ounce for $5 with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for full terms.
Common Man here for Germain Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Guess what? It's driving season, friends, and my friends at Germain Lexus are ready for you with their most popular models on the lot and ready to go with special APRs as low as 3.99% up to 48 months or 4.49% up to 60 months with low lease payments starting at $389 per month on the 2025 NX. And if you're looking for a TX, they're finally available for immediate delivery. Germain Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
Now at White Castle, you can get 12 chicken rings for just $3.99. Tender on the inside, crispy on the outside. Choose from classic or our new Cheddar Blast flavor made with real cheddar cheese. White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only at participating castles. Tax not included.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
Add some spice to your pizza night with Donato's new Smoky Hot Honey Pizza and Smoky Hot Honey Chicken Sub. Bringing hardwood smoked bacon, wood-fired chipotle seasoning, and Mike's Hot Honey together for savory, smoky, sweet heat perfection. Now get $4 off a large Smoky Hot Honey Pizza using promo code SMOKY. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's. Gotta love more.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
2 men. One is very white, fat, and bald. The other is not very white at all. Delightfully husky and getting bald. They have a radio show. It's good. T-Bone and Tyvis.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9 starting May 12th.
The Fan.
Looking for a very special way to commemorate the 9th National Championship in Ohio State football history? Then check out the beautiful Ohio State timepieces at OxiaTime.com. Oxia has created a series of heirloom quality designs to celebrate the Buckeyes, including the limited edition Ryan Day autograph box sets. Equally impressive to the quality of their products is the quality of the people behind these watches. Go to OxiaTime.com to learn more on their backstory and claim your piece of Ohio State history. That's AXIATime.com.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership is better than ever. Save up to $1,100 each year on gas, groceries, delivery fees, and streaming options. With double fuel points, unlimited free delivery, and exclusive savings for members, there's so much to love about Boost. Sign up for a Boost membership today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Sunny skies, light winds, and a nice finish on this Tuesday. Get out and enjoy. Temperatures around 70 degrees. Overnight, we'll see a few clouds, light winds down to around 50 when you wake up Wednesday. And during the day, plenty of sunshine and a great finish with highs near 80 degrees. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
The show that knows how to throw a big, giant Buckeye party. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
Timmy and Tyvis here on a lovely Tuesday night. What a great day out there. Party on, Tyvis.
Party on, Timmy.
Party on, Bodie.
Oh, party on, Timmy.
All right, you just teased it up. You got some great audio back there. Funny clip from a funny coach.
Yeah, I feel like despite how much has changed in college athletics, I still feel like for the most part, and I don't know, tell me if you guys agree with me here, the head coaches of the teams, the major programs obviously in particular, are still kind of like the face of the program, right? In the NBA, Donovan Mitchell is the face of the team. It's not Kenny Atkinson. Whereas at Ohio State, obviously it's Ryan Day. Even as much, like I still think if you ask the average fan, like, you know, Jeremiah Smith might like get you in, and I'm not talking around here. I'm talking around the country. Whereas Ryan Day, like I still think is the, you know, the face of the program. And one of the biggest faces of obviously his program, and I think the sport to an extent, is Lane Kiffin. He never shies away from throwing out some of his opinions on given topics, and he'll make fun of himself too. I think there was probably a time and place where most people didn't like Lane Kiffin. I think people have kind of come around on him a little bit, but he went
still trying.
Still trying.
I'm still
I kind of
trying.
like him.
Yeah.
You know, the him failing at USC, of course, puts a smile on my face, but I think at Ole Miss, he's kind of come around. He's matured a little bit. He has no problem.
He did a lot of
showing
yapping.
off his young girlfriend.
Oh,
on
yeah,
Twitter,
yeah,
which is pretty great.
Didn't he do a ton of yapping after they didn't get in? It was just
that
like,
gets old because you're like, dude, you lost 3 games, and stop telling me how great the SEC. Like, it's not 2009 anymore. We've seen other big programs be able to beat the SEC. I mean, for example, in last year's college football playoff, the SEC champ went down to good old New Orleans and got their butts whooped by the Irish, Timmy.
Yes, they did.
But nevertheless.
You loved that.
I did. Ole Miss head coach Lane Kiffin, he was a recent guest on the Pivot podcast that is hosted by Ryan Clark, Channing Crowder, and Fred Taylor. And the topic of Miami giving Carson Beck about $4 million. I don't know if that's guaranteed, but $4 million, give or take,
What
in
he
NIL
got
money.
from Miami.
Yes.
Yeah, from the Canes.
And I want to set this up properly here. So this clip is from that podcast, the Pivot podcast. It starts with Crowder talking about how much money he made in his 6-year NFL career. And then Kiffin gave his thoughts on the U giving some of that money to Carson Beck.
Crazy, Coach, that you bring up the NFL structure with college now because they're under contract. They're making money. They're making millions of dollars. I think down in Miami, what's Carson Beck?
4.3.
4.3
is the valuation.
Million. I think my biggest year was 6. He's a college kid. So, like, you bring up the comparison of what they're doing. They're really getting NFL money.
Miami gave him $4.3 million. That's what the evaluation says. Hey,
did they watch this game against us?
You don't have to be great.
Oh, damn.
Lane,
I was trying not to go. You set me up.
Last year, on the road, the Bulldogs, they got whipped by Ole Miss. 28-10. Carson Beck went 20 of 31, 186 yards and 1 interception.
That's
no
not
touchdown.
good. Yeah,
So,
no, he
pretty
had
rough.
that ready to go.
He was
nothing for him.
Yeah, 12 months ago at this time, or maybe 5 days, after the 2024 NFL draft would have concluded, everybody said Carson Beck was going to be the number 1 pick. He was like kind of slam dunk, like have a good year at Georgia, and he'll be the number 1 pick to whoever lands that top pick for what it'll be, this Thursday night's NFL draft. And he just had a total dud of a season, frankly. I mean, I know his offensive line was okay. His receivers, I think they led the country in drops throughout most of the year there for the Bulldogs, but he had a rough year. Then he blew out his elbow in the SEC championship game, and
Yep.
His talents down to South Beach.
Yeah, and I mean, that wasn't the only poor game that he had. I mean, they barely beat Kentucky, right? He had 3 interceptions in a loss to Alabama. He threw for a ton of yards, but he had 3 interceptions. He had 3 interceptions in a win against Texas, where he only threw for 175 yards. Then he had 3 interceptions against Florida. Like, dude had a lot of 3 interceptions. Yeah, I love 3 picks.
So when he's bad, he's horrible. Is basically what you said.
But I mean, obviously he does have a ton of ability. But for Lane Kiffin, tremendous drop. Really great sound drop.
Yeah,
that's what a podcast is for. Like, that's what you get a guy like that onto a podcast to speak freely and to have a line like that.
Whenever he gets done coaching, he's going to probably have a podcast, and it's going to be pretty funny. I'm not going to lie.
I was sitting here on looking at, you were wondering who the sound was going to be from before looking at the deal. Mm-hmm. You were hoping it was going to be some James Franklin sound.
Like, you're making me uncomfortable. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you remember the context of that one, Bodie?
I don't think I do. I'm sure he thanked everybody for being there and coming out to cover Penn State football. But I don't
told you what
that
jersey
one.
number everybody on the opposing team was wearing coming up. That was Tyvis. There was a reporter that was asking James Franklin about why don't you kickstart your offense. Offense had been a little stagnant for a couple of games going into this press conference. And the reporter, I didn't think it was crazy. I didn't think it was a crazy question.
Thought it was crazy before?
Yeah, right? Yeah. Hold on a second.
We're done being great.
No, not that one.
You guys thought I was a psychopath in the past? You have no idea. I give you my word.
That was the famous press conference. That was post-game after they lost yet another heartbreaker to Ohio State. I want to say that was the one where he probably handed the ball off to Miles Sanders and Chase Young just gobbled him up on 4th and 5. I think it was. He just handed the ball off,
catch him off
the
guard.
middle. Yeah, trying to catch him sleeping.
And it
Chase said,
worked.
not so fast. Yeah, for Lee Corso. But back to that one I was telling you about. So the question was, why don't you just try taking some deep shots? It was rather innocuous, right? And no, the reporter clearly doesn't know as much football. He doesn't have that running through his veins like James Franklin, the coach, does. But it wasn't the craziest question I ever heard. And James Franklin, I wish I had the whole clip up there. He must have gone on a minute rant on that guy about what an idiot he was, about how you're making my skin crawl, about like, please don't ever say anything like that again. Just throw it up. What do you mean? Just chuck it up. Just throw it up there and see what happens. That's the worst plan I've ever heard in my life.
Like, you're making me uncomfortable. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
It was
now that you say
pretty
that,
good.
I remember that happening. It was just last year, right? Or was it
last year or 2 years ago.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I was definitely a big fan of during the Orange Bowl pre-game press conference or whatever, where they get the two coaches together and ask a million questions to them, which is like kind of stupid, but whatever. They do it with all the bowl games pretty much. And he went on like a nice 2-minute rant about how nobody should be independent and blah, blah, blah. That worked out really well for him.
He's good for those.
You're just
right?
like,
he's good for
is
him.
this the time and place, James? You're about to play this team in about 36 hours, and you're ranting about whether or not we should be in a conference.
Or he'll come out there at the Big Ten Championship, and he'll say, you know what? This setup really sucks.
That one was
I can hear him yapping right across the way over there. It really sucks, I tell you.
I understand that you want to celebrate, but man, it's right there.
Oh, this is another good one.
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
Or who was it? She went to NBC. Maria Taylor.
Right?
Yeah, the great Maria
We've
Taylor.
lost some of our
quarterback issues.
Harbaugh went to the NFL. Saban retired. We lost some of our big name guys who were always good for some sort of entertainment value.
Here's a no-name guy for you, Bodie, that provides good entertainment.
12 cats live across the road. Our door's open. Screen's broke. We need to get a new screen door, but the screen's broke. So you can come in through the screen, but you can't get back out of it. I turn and look, there's a little kitty cat in our kitchen. So I said, what are you doing in here, little kitty cat? By that time, the cat turns, tries to get back out. That screen won't go that way. Cat starts going, meow, all crazy. And I told our players, we need more dogs. Bo's barking in the back. I have to go shut Bo up. Mel's like, what's going on? I said, there's a cat in the house. Cat in the house? I said, yeah, there's a cat in the house. So I told our players, I tried to let it out the front door. Meow, meow, the cat's still going crazy in there. And I told our players, you need to be more like a dog. We don't need a bunch of cats in here looking in the mirror. Do I look good? I got my extra bands on. I got my other shoes on. Be a dog. We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats. We need more dogs.
Still, the best part about it is what is the moral?
That's what I don't understand.
It takes on like three different meanings.
I was disappointed in myself. I meant to tell you guys this yesterday. On Monday, so yesterday before we did the show, I took one of our dogs down to the vet. And right there at the door, now it's not a screen door, fortunately, but
screen door.
They have a cat just running around, just chilling in the veterinary office or whatever. And it made me think of that because, our dog,
cat,
he's was gone in an
instant.
Did your dog
head up to it?
He tried to get,
cat went,
he was trying to break through the door. I was like, Boone, calm down.
Your dog's name is Boone?
Yeah.
Almost like
youngest
Bo.
of the two, yeah.
Starts with a B.
He decided to swallow an entire corn on the cob after Easter dinner. So he had surgery yesterday.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He had to have it surgically removed?
Yeah, we tried to get him to throw it up. He wouldn't.
Oh, that was the thing.
And so.
I'm sorry. Is he okay?
He is. I was with him throughout today before I came in. He was just chilling.
Oh,
Seemed
man.
a lot better.
Look at us. We got dog situations left and right. My dog's blowing out every single ligament in her body. Yours is swallowing corn on the cobs.
Don't bring that.
Cheap,
Don't bring that jinx over here. Max is doing well.
Just another trip to Pebble Beach. That's all, Bodie.
He jumped up on the counter, grabbed it. We tried to give him a treat, incentivize him to drop it, and he said, "Let me just swallow this sucker whole."
David Bennett. That was the old Coastal Carolina football coach. David Bennett.
Smile.
Oh, little John L. Hold on.
Get your chin up. Smile.
John L. Smith, another classic.
You guys act like it's... Pick it up a little bit. Okay? Get your chin up. Smile. Smile. Okay? Dang, you guys, all right? If not, I'm not talking. Let's get rolling. Okay. Rutgers coming to town this week.
Sometimes the audio doesn't even do it justice because watching him in the video, he honestly looks psychotic. Like the way he just snaps.
That's Arkansas. That's Arkansas, John L. Smith.
Yes,
not Michigan State.
Not Michigan State.
Yeah, not Michigan State.
But the way
Rutgers coming to town.
The way he looks at the reporters and honestly is screaming at them to smile, and then he just snaps right back. He's like, all right, Rutgers coming to town.
He's a maniac.
Honestly,
I think when all was said and done with him, when he'd had his issues, and he might have had some tax issues or something, financial problems.
We've all been there.
He was coaching
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes, no doubt about it. No, John L. Smith, I want to say, was coaching somewhere in Colorado, making $62,000 a year after big time college football was all said and done. But this was the other great Michigan State piece going into the half against Ohio State, against our Buckeyes.
Very upset. We should have been in the ball game with fast field goal. The coach had sent him in. We shouldn't have sent him in. That's a dang coaching mistake. The kids are playing their tail off, and the coaches are screwing it up.
Borderline belligerent. Did he say that's a dang coaching mistake?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. That's a dang coaching mistake.
That ain't on the boys. That
ain't on the boys. That's on us.
Coach, send him in. You should have sent him in.
He had to remember where he was. He had to remember they was live. He didn't want to be like Shaq back in the day.
Oh, I think he knew. He knew. A famous Ohio State alum has gotten under Buckeye fans' skin again. Telling you why in 2 minutes. Timmy and Tyvitz, it's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening.
You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
When it comes to trucks, Toyota gives you the power of choice. Now through April 30th, get 2.99 APR financing or up to $3,000 customer cash on a powerful new 25 Tundra, depending on model. Excludes TRD Pro. Or lease a 25 Tundra SR Crew Max for $449 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hating Michigan is our favorite national pastime. This is the Buckeye Show.
Timmy and Tyvis, all you fine Buckeye fans, hey, we are brought to you by our good friends at CareSource and also by Coors Light. We thank them for sponsoring this lovely radio program. Big news today, right, Tyvis? Big news here at the radio station.
Yes.
Lineups are changing. The radio station's lineup is going to change on May the 12th. So you and I know we're really excited. It was shared this afternoon on Man and Bones show. I will be the new co-host with the Common Man and Timmy. That's going to be the show. Then T-Bone and Tyvis are going to move to Morning Drive. And this man, Bodie Wells, will be the fine producer of that show.
Maybe I can get
So
him,
have some coach's sound ready for him to make him laugh.
Maybe I can get him to agree with me.
I don't think so. It's something that will have to be earned, not
we at least
given.
have to improve upon all pizza tasting the exact same time.
I didn't say
about that.
I didn't
think the
say
people
the
are with me on
same.
that,
I
though.
didn't say the same. I said similar.
It's just
Might
as
have to
bad of
pull
a
up
take.
the recording.
Similar.
Let's do that here. I saved this just for you. We had men's lacrosse coach Nick Myers. Congratulations, Nick, on the season that you've had. Really cool of you to come on the show. We're glad to have you. Anybody that's doing something great around the block O, we love to have them on this show. And Nick Myers and the boys have done it. They beat Michigan to win the Big Ten championship. Before the interview was done, though, the topic of the day was pizza. It's the topic of most days, honestly. I find myself thinking about good hot pizza
I'm a
pie
chicken
almost
wing
every day.
guy. More of a chicken wing guy.
Chicken wings are great, too. I'll eat chicken wings with you. But Nick was on the show yesterday, and I asked him what their family pizza spot was.
Oh man, we like Dewey's. Honestly, yeah, we're a Dewey's family. Yeah, you know, we got a couple that we rotate. You know, Bren's has been hot lately.
Yeah.
You know, never can go wrong with Tommy's. But my son, he loves Dewey's. You know, that's usually the go-to. So I got to stay strong with them.
You see,
we live right here in
Tyvis?
Arlington.
Yeah, and UA. You see, Tyvis, he named 3 different pizza places because they're different and all great.
They all taste the same.
Get out of here.
Tyvis, you think all pizza tastes the same? I know that's not your.
I think
you're not thinking that.
They all
that's
taste
not a good
similar. Coach, they taste similar.
It's not a good take. No.
No, it's not.
He actually said both things. He said
I was gonna
both
say, you
things in
started
the
with
recording.
same.
Yeah, you did
Then
say the
moved on
same.
to similar.
Similar.
Coke and Pepsi,
I
the
feel-
same.
It's all about the wording. They're all pieces taste similar.
Tyvis,
That's still crazy, but
what would
It's
be
not far-fetched.
if you really did have to give up one thing?
Oh, I give up pizza easily.
Pizza?
I get that up easily.
I didn't even finish.
Lemonade is the only thing that I could not give
a
up.
word of warning. If
What?
he does lay into you, it is best to just let him finish.
Yeah, you son of a gun, you got me. You got a little bit of a Mississippi hound dog in him. if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I could give up pizza easily.
No. That's the one thing I can't. The question I meant to ask, that was a stupid question. The question I meant to ask is there's one thing you can never give up. What would that be?
Lemonade.
That's lemonade.
Lemonade. It's not.
You.
It's just not going to happen.
Pizza would be my thing. Bodie,
Really?
your ice cream, right? Ice cream all the way.
I would say so. Pizza probably, though. too.
Ice cream's a good one, too, because you get so many things. There are so many flavors of ice cream. And I almost think you had to throw in ice cream bars with
And
that,
even
too,
different
because that's
brands,
ice cream.
too.
Different
like cookies
brands.
and cream
Yeah.
is different from brand to brand.
You should be the station's ice cream connoisseur, because that's also like, would you take a custard or like a thick and creamy, like Grater's style ice cream?
Oh, Grater's is
like
the best.
Grater's is the best. So
yeah.
But would you do a Wits custard if the mood strikes you?
Oh, yeah.
You would.
There's no bad ice cream, in my opinion.
Right. I'm with you. I like that.
I could give up ice cream too.
Wow. No.
But that lemonade, that just can't.
Ice cream's a thing that I like to steal a couple of bites like in the middle of the night. It's the middle of the night.
That's when you're not supposed to eat.
1 or 2 in the morning.
I think that stuff's overrated.
Oh, God.
Calories are calories.
What's
Whenever
the
you're
difference?
eating it.
Yeah.
Don't.
I'm talking like I
believe
take
that.
2 bites.
Also,
I'm on my way up to the bedroom because I'll fall asleep on the couch. It'll be 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 a.m., whatever. I'm kind of groggy, but I need something on the palate, need something on the tongue. So I'll have like my own like quart size, a smaller thing of ice cream. And it's I put my name on it. So it's like mine. I put a little T on it.
Oh,
it's
really?
my ice cream.
Really?
Yeah, that's mine. No touch.
That's sad.
So
I just thought I was a psychopath before. Touch my ice cream.
Yeah, don't do it. Dad, are you okay? And so I ate a couple of bites of that, and then I'm on my way upstairs. It's great.
You fall asleep on the couch, huh?
Yeah, I do.
I can't fall asleep anywhere but my bed.
Oh man, got the big sectional. You put the right thing on.
Anywhere.
Yeah,
I can't fall.
that's a gift.
I've tried to fall asleep on my couch, and it's just I can't do it. Like but if I get into bed, it's over.
Bodie, I think I could make you fall asleep producing this show.
Maybe not anywhere.
Late in the
I do
7
need
o'clock
quiet.
hour.
Yeah, that's the one thing is I kind of need it to be quiet. But
so where are we at? Where are we at in society? I actually look. I've never had my run-ins, but the partner that I'm going to have, he certainly did. So I stand with him. I stand with Common Man on the things that he's had. But this is not about that with Herbie. This is something completely different. So leaving that where it is. So honing in the focus on just what the topic is.
Okay.
I would say I am not going to get on somebody for wearing gear when their son or daughter goes to that school and is playing for that school. I also want your opinion on this, and just be open-minded because you did also play football at Ohio State. I don't know if you guys that played, if that's an end-all, be-all, doesn't matter if you have a son or daughter. And if they go and play for the direct rival, is that the one no-no? Because before I tell you about Kirk all decked out in Michigan stuff, because Kirk Herbstreit's son is going to Michigan, as it's been made very public.
He was not decked out. He had a lanyard on.
I mean,
he was wearing blue.
And he's wearing navy blue.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Okay,
it wasn't Wolverine. The only thing he had on was a Wolverine.
That's
lanyard.
Technically, that's the only Michigan item that he had on,
and it's tucked away.
Was like a tucked-in scarf. The Jordan logos are there. Well, I don't know. I can't see what the other blue shirt is. I can't confirm or deny. Maybe this blue jacket has a giant block M on the back of it. I don't know.
It could be.
And maybe the quarter zip has. Either way, whatever. Just say he's wearing Michigan stuff. I remember Clark Kellogg, who is as Buckeye gets. I love Clark Kellogg. He is a legend. He is a basketball savant. He's done great work as a broadcaster, both in the booth and on the desk, working for Turner and CBS for March Madness all throughout the season. I love what he does. When Ohio University had Nick Kellogg, his son, playing for it, this was like 7-8 years ago now, I think.
Okay.
OU came up to the shot. This was in the Chris Holtmann era. And Clark goes to the game. And I fully supported. He was decked out in green. He was there supporting his son for that game.
That's different, though.
It is. I get how it's different.
Like,
I know that it's different.
That's not the rivalry.
So where do you what's the ruling on this? Where do you stand?
Oh, my kids can't go there.
They forget about wearing. They're not even allowed to go.
They're not going there.
you're.
I don't care what they're offering. They're not going there.
You're not letting your kids go to Michigan if they want to go to Michigan.
And I'm not the only one. I've heard like 2 different parent stories. Chris Spielman's dad did that to him. He said he wanted to go to the Wolverine, and his dad pinned him up against the wall and told him, listen here, you little traitor. I'm going to tell you where you're going to go.
Oh, my God.
You're going to Ohio State.
Yeah.
And then I seen, I was talking to
I think it's kind of psychopathic behavior, but I respect it. You got to listen to your parents to a certain extent. You're not 18 until you're 18, right?
Yeah.
You get to pick your college
and then
unless mom and dad
the
say
latest
no.
one I
you
seen,
do and you don't.
I was talking to Don Elliott, Zeke's mom. Zeke got like 2 sisters.
How's the wild cat doing? Don't they have like ocelots or lynx running around?
Who, Zeke?
Yeah, Zeke's parents. Stacey Elliott?
I have no idea. I didn't ask them.
There's a news story about that.
I didn't ask them questions.
They had like jungle cats and mauling animals out there in Southeast Ohio.
Zeke has
Columbus.
a sister that runs track.
Yeah.
And she was trying to decide if she wanted to come to Ohio State or the Wolverines. And her mother was like, and I was talking to his mother, and she was like, I pray she don't pick the Wolverines. Like, if she do, whatever. But, like, I don't want her to. And she ended up picking Ohio State. So
I do say that, though, but I fully respect parents that have to set boundaries when it comes to college choices. Unless you're getting a full ride scholarship somewhere,
they ain't going
or if
there.
you can afford. I understand how you have. Some parents' rule is we have a lot of great schools in the state of Ohio. That's where we want you to go because in-state tuition is a deal breaker when it comes to what we've saved up for college. I get things like that.
My kids ain't going there. I tell you, Duran Grant was like that. I think his dad played at Michigan State, and he went to Ohio State, and his dad said, I'll support you, but I'm never wearing the Ohio State stuff.
Yeah, well, I hope it's one that I don't really have to go through this one personally. Because I have the love and affection for the Buckeyes, but I didn't get my degree from there like you did.
So if Jack decided to go to, Kansas State?
Yeah, that would be bad.
He said,
but ultimately, I'd have to swallow the jagged little pill.
No, my kids is not going.
Same with Michigan, too.
I don't care what
honestly, working for this station,
I don't care what
being associated with the Buckeyes for as long as I have been, I feel like I have an honorary degree.
It's not happening.
From covering the team for so long. I love them like that. I regurgitate at the thought and sound of that.
As my friend would say, that's 0% that's happening.
0%.
0%.
Your daughters,
that's 0%.
No go-y to Michigan.
That's 0%.
Not allowed.
Mm-mm.
Or change your last name.
You're just not going.
It's not going. It's not allowed.
It's non-negotiable. Like we're not even going to talk about this. Don't even present them to me because the answer is no.
There you go. You're good. You. All right. A former Buckeye you may have forgotten about is on the move. Hashtag Buckeyes. Coming up next, it's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
Common Man here for Germain Lexus of Dublin and Easton. Guess what? It's driving season, friends, and my friends at Germain Lexus are ready for you with their most popular models on the lot and ready to go with special APRs as low as 3.99%, up to 48 months, or 4.49%, up to 60 months with low lease payments starting at $389 per month on the 2025 NX. And if you're looking for a TX, they're finally available for immediate delivery. Germain Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton. GermainLexus.com.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, community banking is the lifeblood of the American financial system, building strong, lasting relationships. We're just better able to help guide you down life's road. Flexibility is paramount to success. Community banking is alive and well in the Heartland. I'm Scott McComb. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Common Man and Timmy are hosting afternoons together. Best friends, lots of jokes none of us understand. Not safe for work Instagram models. God help us.
Help! What should we do? Weekdays at 3, starting May 12th.
The Fan.
I can't sleep.
What is it now?
It's the company. It's chaos.
What's chaos now?
The numbers, the expenses, the books. What if we get audited?
No one's going to audit you at 3 a.m. Go to sleep.
I can't sleep.
You could if you used Ramp.
Who said that?
I don't care because they're right. Go to sleep and sign up for Ramp in the morning, Jerry.
Ramp is the corporate card that handles all your tedious financial operations automatically, integrates directly with your ERP, and gives you complete control over every transaction. Ramp gives you everything you need for bulletproof books and a better night's sleep.
Wow, that is exactly what my company needs.
Yes, and exactly what I also need. Go to sleep, Jerry.
Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Columbus, Worthington, Air, and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Social media can be a cesspool. Allow us to navigate the waters. #Buckeyes.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Call the plumbing, heating, and cooling technicians at The Waterworks and header today. Call 614-232-2222. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Timmy and Tyvis here with all you fine Buckeye Show fans. We are anywhere you get your audio, right? You miss anything on the show? We talked a little bit about the big changes here right off the top of the program. We'll hit on it some more here before we're done for the night. But where can they get all that podcast goodness, Tyvis?
Wherever they get their podcasts, and search up the Buckeye Show, you'll see Timmy Hall's face, which is going to change in a couple of weeks there. But you could download it there, or you can always look on YouTube and watch it, rewatch the episode, and there it is.
Tyvis, do you remember Scotty Middleton on last year's basketball team?
I do.
Yeah, I liked Scotty.
He was a good player.
He was a good prospect, too. I mean, I say it, prospect.
He jumped right in the portal as soon as the season was over.
Yeah.
Boom, out of there.
Right in the portal. But I feel like Scotty had some really impactful minutes and some really big games for the Buckeyes. And that was really an important time, too, because Jake Diebler was just taking over. He had the interim label on, and they were trying to stack wins to do whatever they could to salvage a season. And 6'7", 181 pounds was his list height and weight. But I'm telling you, that wingspan, and I know they have these measurables out there, he had to have close to a 7-foot wingspan. Mm-hmm. Long player. Like really.
He was only 6 foot?
6'7".
Oh, I thought you said 6
How could you have a 7-foot wingspan if he's 6 feet tall?
That's why I was going to ask you
What
that.
is he, some unicorn guy?
Say, that man,
it's not impossible.
His arms is dragging on the floor.
I think like Rajon Rondo had some like almost 7-foot wingspan. Not quite. It was probably more 6'8", 6'9".
maybe?
And, oh, no, he was like 6'2", I'd say tops, yeah. Kawhi Leonard, I think.
Kawhi's got super long
massive
arms.
hands.
He does.
Had a big game last night.
Yeah, Kawhi still doing it. But anyway, Scotty, I'm trying to look up some of his bigger games. I don't think he had a lot of double-digit scoring games, but he did have 11 points in the Big Ten tournament win over Iowa last year that got them to that Illinois game where they played them really close. They lost that game 77-74. There were a lot of people that were thinking if they beat Illinois, who was ranked 13th at the time, maybe that could have been enough. They probably had to win one other game, but they were playing some inspired basketball. He had 9 points against Nebraska, 8 points against Michigan. He was just getting started.
Yeah.
That was the thing. He was just getting started and playing good basketball late in the Big Ten season. And I just don't understand it for so many players. But just reading all over social media, all over Twitter and X, portal updates, Seton Hall transfer Scotty Middleton has committed to Tulane. 6'7" sophomore, appeared in 29 games, 5.8 points per game, 2.3 rebounds per game. He shot 38% from three. Pretty good.
That is pretty
Knocking
good.
down 28 three-pointers this season. But the overall numbers, probably not what he was looking for. But it just honestly goes from Ohio State in the Big Ten, where he was at 4.4 points per game, 1.4 rebounds per game, almost an assist per game. And that was in only 15 minutes. It was only going to grow from there.
Yeah.
Steps down, in my opinion, even though I don't hate the Big East Conference. I enjoy it. I like it.
I mean, he left so quick, though. Like, it was like they hadn't even gotten like the Michael Parishes there, but he was like, as soon as it was over, like he was gone. So it must have been he didn't even like being here, period. If he was able to
not even
jump in that quick.
Not even just that I didn't like Jake Diebler.
Yeah, I
really don't know how you couldn't like Jake Diebler at first glance, because I don't think that would have been a long enough time with him. I mean, he was an assistant coach.
Mm-hmm.
He was already on the staff. You had to be pretty comfortable with him.
Yeah.
For all I know, Jake could have been the guy on the recruitment for Scotty Middleton. I don't have that knowledge off the top of my head right now.
It's very possible.
Could have been another assistant coach, but either way, he's there on staff. You still came to Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of step it down to the Big East, and then you step it down again and go to another lower tier conference for which Tulane resides in, the American. Like, it's just a college basketball step-down program, by way of the transfer portal?
The transfer portal is one of those things that I promise you, it's a lot of players that get in there with great expectations, and then they realize that they made a huge mistake. And I think that we're seeing that more.
Nico?
Yeah, Nico's the latest, where he's like, this is a mistake. I shouldn't have did this. I had it good. I thought I got some bad information, and I kind of ruined my life. Now, don't get me wrong, they still control their own destiny, and they can still figure out a way to have productive college careers, but you got to stick with it. Like, that's the thing. Like, if you can see that, all right, maybe in a year or two, okay, so it won't happen this year, maybe not next year, but that third year, like if I'm getting more in the rotation, whether that's football or basketball, if I'm in the rotation and I'm getting minutes and I'm playing, like, okay, now I can develop some more and then I can move into a permanent spot. The problem is these kids be wanting it too soon. They want to just come straight out of high school and boom, just be playing right away. And you got to be special. Like, you got to realize how tough it is, this college football or basketball really is. And there's some development that you got to go through, and people just don't want to be patient anymore.
All right, Tyvis, it has been a day. A close with a reminder of what's happening with the radio station. Because it's been, I understand how everybody goes with change, and it can be shocking. And it can take a moment, maybe a couple weeks for it to settle in.
Nobody likes change.
That's why we don't want to just change tomorrow, right? And say it that way. We want to let this breathe a little bit, but I know you and I are really excited about everything that's going on. And I honestly do want to just thank anybody that reached out to me for, with congratulations about, bumping up to afternoon drive. It's a special thing. It's bittersweet because I've loved this show. I loved what we've made out of it. I love you guys in the audience. I love being here with you guys from 6 to 8 as many nights as possible and doing a lot of the other Ohio State stuff that comes with it and all the relationships I've made and all the shows I've gotten to do with you and with Bodie and DeVere and Dane here recently and Austin Ward here recently, Dave Biddle, guys like that, just so many other guys that I can't fit into the last 2 minutes of the show. But everything that's going to be happening, we're going to see Morning Juice go from the radio show version to a digital version. So Bobby and Tito are going to be from 6 to 8 every day on our YouTube channel and HD3, and then also re-air from 10 to noon on 10 TV Plus, the free streaming app that you guys should download. You and Tyvis.
Me, I am Tyvis.
That's right.
Me, myself, and I.
You and Tyvis and Bodie. T-Bone and Tyvis, 6 to 9. That's the new show. Bishop and Friends, same as it always was. Rothman and Ice, same as it always was. Common Man and Timmy. Man, really screwing this up from 3 to 6. So super stoked about that. Cannot be more thrilled. And then our buddy Beam, Brandon Beam, show is going to be in amazing hands with him. He's going to kill it. He's going to kill it here.
Oh, I'm sure he will. Beam's really good.
He's very talented.
I've only done a handful of shows, but I enjoy doing shows with Beam. He's very funny guy.
He's one of my guys.
Yeah,
he's one of my guys. He is going to crush it here. So that's everything that is happening. May the 12th be with you. That's going to be when everything
that's the 4th.
Debuts.
But I hear you.
So, we're not going to keep talking about it the rest of the 2 weeks. We're going to do our thing, and then that's going to happen. So, whirlwind of a day. Tyvis, thanks a lot for doing it, man.
I appreciate you, Tim.
Yep, you too, Bodie. Everybody, stick around. A little thing called You'll See. Coming up next on The Fan.
Reds Marlins.
And Reds Marlins.
Coming up next on The Fan.
An encyclopedic knowledge of sports and other random things you may or may not care about.
I think I found my mentor.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye meal at BK. For $20, you'll get 1 juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, 1 original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Ohio State National Champions. Celebrate the 9th National Championship in Ohio State history with an heirloom quality timepiece handcrafted by Oxia Time. Available in a broad range of styles and prices to appeal to that true Buckeye fan. If you want something extra special, check out the limited edition Ryan Day autographed box sets. These exclusive box sets won't be available long. Act fast and get yours before they are gone for good. All watches tell time. These tell the time of your life. Order yours today at AXIAtime.com.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could dump all your problems on someone else's back? Well, when you wake up to a clogged drain or a plumbing issue, make that Mr. Rooter's problem.
Call 855-MISTERS today or MrRooter.com.
Call Mr. Rooter. He'll be there quick.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more.